This was not a coincidence. Have you ever crossed paths with someone, and your spirit leapt before your mind caught up? A stirring deep within, a knowing that defies reason, not attraction, not coincidence, but calling. In this life there are those marked by heaven, those set apart from birth, those refined by fire, those chosen not because they were qualified, but because they were willing. And sometimes God places another chosen one in your life to awaken what was sleeping in you, to mirror what was buried, to prepare you for what's ahead. This is not about friendships. This is not about relationships. This is about divine alignment. Because when chosen ones recognize each other, the earth shakes, the spirit realm stirs, and heaven prepares for what's to come. This message is not for the lukewarm. This message is not for the casual believer. This is for the marked, the set apart, the called. This is for you. If you've been wondering why certain souls enter your life at key moments, if you felt a divine pull toward someone you barely know, if your spirit is searching for confirmation, you've been led to this moment. And I pray you have ears to hear what the Spirit is saying. Let's begin. What is a chosen one? A chosen one is not a title. It's a mantle. It's not something you wear. It's something you carry. Being chosen does not mean you're better. It means you're burdened. It means heaven has trusted you with territory that most would tremble to touch. Biblical foundation. From the beginning of time, God has selected individuals. David in the fields, Esther in the palace, Moses in the wilderness. They were not the obvious picks, but they were the obedient ones. They were pulled from comfort and positioned into chaos so that God's will could be done through them. Chosen ones are often misunderstood, rejected before they're respected, mocked before they are magnified, and yet they carry the fire of assignment, core traits of a chosen one. Spiritual sensitivity. You feel the weight of atmospheres. You discern spirits before they speak. You weep when others laugh, because your spirit hears what their flesh cannot. 2. Isolated beginnings. Your childhood was different, set apart, maybe painful, maybe lonely. But that wilderness was your womb, where God trained your spirit in secret. 3. Prophetic dreams plus visions. The night speaks to you. Symbols, warnings, visitations. Your dream life isn't random. It's encoded with divine messages. 4. Sudden awakenings. There came a time when life couldn't stay normal. A rupture, a breakdown, a breakthrough. You woke up and realized the veil had lifted. 5. Spiritual warfare since birth. You've been under attack your entire life, not because of who you are, but because of who you'll become. 6. Burden for righteousness. You can't just go with the flow. Your spirit grieves for injustice, compromise, and deception. You're called to correct the course, even if your voice shakes. They walk different chosen ones, don't chase influence. They carry impact. They don't seek validation. They move in revelation. They don't blend in, because they were never meant to. You may have always felt different, and that difference wasn't rejection. It was recognition. Heaven marked you early. Why does God connect chosen ones? When heaven moves, it doesn't move alone. God is strategic, and when he's about to birth something powerful in the earth, he doesn't just send a sign. He sends a person. You must understand, there are moments in your life when divine encounters are not just blessings, they're assignments. Chosen ones are not sent into your life for comfort, they're sent for alignment. 1. Because iron sharpens iron. When one chosen meets another, the friction is holy. You'll challenge each other, sharpen each other, Burn the dullness off each other's callings. They're not there to flatter you. They're there to refine you. God knows you can't walk into the next level with spiritual dullness. So he sends someone who cuts you the right way, not to wound, but to awaken. 2. Because spiritual isolation can delay activation. Even the strongest warriors grow weary in isolation. You've been walking alone, praying alone, hearing from God, but aching for confirmation. And then suddenly, someone walks into your life who knows without knowing. They speak what you prayed in secret. They see the oil on you even when you're covered in ashes. This is not a friend. This is a divine match. Spirit to spirit. Kingdom to kingdom. God connects chosen ones so that the flame in one can ignite the fire in another. 3. Because destiny often requires partnership. Moses had Aaron. Esther had Mordecai. Paul had Barnabas. Even Jesus walked with 12. God could have given you everything in isolation, but he chooses collaboration, because one chosen can do great things. But 2 chosen in divine agreement. They shift atmospheres. They break generational curses. They open portals of destiny that no demon can close. God is raising up duos, not power couples, purpose couples, ministry partnerships, kingdom coalitions. When 2 chosen ones unite, heaven backs them like thunder follows lightning. 4. Because some callings are activated through others. You may be carrying oil you didn't even know existed until they called it out, until their presence stirred your gift, until their voice reminded your spirit of who you are. You weren't lazy. You were waiting for someone who could speak to the mantle buried beneath your survival mode. And when you meet another chosen, your soul begins to rise. You pray differently. You fast differently. You dream differently. Because when you're seen by someone heaven sent, you start seeing yourself through God's eyes. 5. Because you're stronger together in spiritual warfare. Chosen ones are not unfamiliar with warfare. From childhood, the enemy tried to silence you, distort you, shame you. But when God connects you to another chosen, suddenly your prayers are no longer a whisper. They are a war cry. 2 intercessors, 2 visionaries, 2 warriors, and hell takes notice. Attacks may come after the meeting. That's a sign. The enemy doesn't waste bullets on randoms. He shoots at threats. So when you and this person unite and the warfare increases, don't run. Press in. The enemy fears what you haven't even built yet. Divine appointments, not accidents. You didn't meet them by chance. It wasn't random. It wasn't timing. It was divine orchestration. Because you're not just called, you're being positioned. And sometimes that positioning begins with a knock on your spirit, disguised as a conversation, a glance, a connection that won't leave you alone. They weren't sent to date you. They were sent to remind you. This is why God connects the chosen, not for companionship, but for commissioning. This was not an accident. You didn't scroll here by chance. You were summoned. Your spirit recognized this truth before your mind could explain it. So don't silence that whisper. Don't ignore that pull. This message is a mirror, and you're being asked to remember who you are. If your soul felt seen, if something inside you stirred, if you've been waiting for confirmation, this is it. Subscribe for more messages made for the chosen, the marked, the awakened. Like if this unlocked something in you, share this with the one your spirit thought of, because their awakening may depend on your obedience. The time is now. Heaven is watching, and you are not alone anymore.